liftoff of Discovery.
Jose Hernandez was one of the 7 crew members aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery that took off from Cape Canaveral in 2009.
It's a great experience, great feeling. Words can't do any justice.
What's more remarkable than Jose's trip to space is his journey to NASA. It all started in central Mexico.
I come from a very humble family, a typical migrant farm working family. My dad would load up the kids and my mom in the car, and we would make the 2-day trip. And then once we were in California, we would basically start working in the fields.
Beginning at age 6, Jose worked right alongside his parents picking crops.
As the day ended, we were all dusty, sweaty, crusty from the mud that had dried out on us. It's backbreaking.
Jose's parents, who had only a 3rd grade education, encouraged him to study hard.
The kids would be packed in the back seat, and my dad would always turn around and look at us and basically say, this is your future if you don't go to school.
Jose earned a college scholarship and a master's degree in engineering, but it still wasn't enough for NASA.
I promised myself that I would do everything in my power to try and get selected as an astronaut. And it took me 12 years because I applied for 12 years, so there's an element of perseverance.
The payoff finally came when Jose was accepted into the astronaut program at the age of 41.
Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery.
It's okay to dream the impossible because if you work hard enough, get a good education, you can actually obtain the impossible and make it possible.
Welcome home, Mission Specialist Hernandez.
Thank you very much. Good to be here with you.
I want to know that moment when you look back and you see the Earth. What is that like?
Well, first of all, it's just breathtaking, Oprah. The words just do not do it justice when you're able to look out the window and see the panoramic view of our world. You see it as one. It would be nice to bring all the world leaders up there to look at our world, because we're typically used to seeing the world maps with political boundaries. But when you look at it from up there, it all looks as one. And if we would bring the world leaders up there and let them take a look at the beauty of our planet, I think, maybe I'm an optimist and an idealist, but I think there will be a lot less conflict in our world and probably a lot less wars, and the world would be a better place.
That's fantastic. That's a good idea, actually. Any advice to people watching who might have given up on themselves? These are difficult economic times, and a lot of people feel badly, and a lot of people have said, that shows like this one were maybe appropriate when times were better. I think when times are difficult is when you need most to know not to stop believing. Tell us what you think.
Absolutely. As you know, Oprah, I came from humble beginnings, and just like Khadijah, with respect to being in different schools, we moved from school district to school district as we followed the harvest of the crops in California, and it was a 2nd grade teacher. She came and talked to my parents, and basically in her broken Spanish and my parents' broken English, let them understand that my parents had some bright kids, and that we ought to set root in one place so that we can have an opportunity to have a good education. And my parents, in spite of them having a 3rd grade elementary education, they took education very seriously and heeded to that advice, and we made Stockton, California our home. And they always sat down with us at the breakfast table to make sure that we did our homework that evening, every evening. And that's the best piece of advice that I would give to parents, is that we need to spend more time with our kids. We need to set expectations that you think they cannot achieve, because you'll be surprised at how kids will respond to you.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much. We're going to take a break. Thank you so much. Welcome home.
Bringing your GM vehicle into your GM Goodwrench dealer is a really good move. It's good thinking to get genuine GM breakthrough service that keeps your brakes in good shape for $69.95. And it's a good idea to get long life maintenance that keeps your GM vehicle good to go for $89.95. Genuine GM parts, GM certified technicians. If you get your GM vehicle serviced anywhere else,
good luck.
GM Goodrich, expert service at competitive prices.
At Atlantic Superstore, you'll find just lower prices on items you buy most, like PC tender and tasty boneless cross-rib pot roast or club pack steak, just $1.99 a pound. That's less than half price.
Sorry about those advertisements. The song's going to be called Flying Off to Space using A7, D7, and A. Flying off to space, but the journey to NASA was awesome. Flying off to space, well, that's just awesome. Rising above one's holds an environment is the crux. You never know where a person comes from, but you can see where they're going. You never know where a person's coming from, but you can see where they're going and where they've come from, where he's come from. Well, humble beginnings to the now, a man going up to space in a rocket ship made from materials on Earth and then some, going up, 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 up. An astronaut, he fulfilled his dreams. But the trip to NASA was tough. He had a whole lifetime of getting ready and preparing for the trip. He had some humble beginnings he had to overcome and to get with. Well, he succeeded, and he made his dreams come true. An astronaut aboard a rocket ship, and not just fantasy too.